Hi kids. Hi guys. No. Hello again. Recording today's video blog a little bit earlier than I usually do. I usually do it in the evenings, but I think I might go out tonight, see a band, have a few drinks. So, a little bit earlier today. In one of the video responses to my last vid, Silent Meow told me a story about when he got to meet Kevin Smith. So I thought I'd share mine. As most of my regular viewers will know by now, I went to LA a little over a year ago now. The main reason I went was to go see Volgathon 2005, which is a sort of convention fan film festival type thing where a bunch of View Askew fans gather to watch a few films and get to hear the stars and the people behind the films talk about them. It was a fantastic experience. I'll talk a little more about that one day, I'm sure. So I got out of my hotel nice and early to make sure I could find the place, because of course I wasn't familiar with LA. Found my way to the theatre where it was going on, and there was a big line. I got there fairly early, so I was fairly close to the front of the line. I had a good chat to a lot of other Kevin Smith fans, which was really fun. The line got really long in the next few hours. So it came time to open the doors, and to everybody's delight, Kevin Smith and Jay Muse themselves were standing at the door putting little bracelets on people to identify them as members of the Bulgarathon. That was fantastic. If I can dig out the pictures, I'll probably put them up now so you can see. So the line's travelling along. I'm getting closer and closer to Kevin Smith. It's finally my turn at the front of the line. So he's looking down at his little clipboard and I step forward. He looks up at me, greets me, looks down to grab one of the bracelets, looks up again and does a little double take at me, which was awesome. Had a quick chat, had to move along quickly of course because he had to get everyone into the theatre of course. But that little moment was spectacular. After the Volgathon had finished, I did get to talk to him briefly again. I handed over to him a DVD with my brick films on it, which I'm sure he never watched. I'm sure he gets tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of fanboys sending in their movies wanting to take a look. But I couldn't miss out on the opportunity to give him on the off chance he might have a look at my stuff. I also gave him two little Lego figures which I'd customised to look like Blunt Man and Chronic. Unfortunately I didn't take a very good picture of them before I gave them away, so here's the blurry picture. Had a brief chat to him while I was handing over the stuff too. It was absolutely awesome. Further to the issues of me looking like Kevin Smith. As a lot of you who read the comments will notice, I get that in every one of my videos. The really fun thing is when I get recognised when I'm out and about in the general public, just walking down the street or in a pub. It happens fairly often. People sort of look at me strangely trying to figure out where they know my face from, and then in the middle of the conversation, "Oh! You look like that guy from the movie, the Silent Bob." It's always a laugh. The tricky thing is knowing how to react to it. I kind of feel like wanting to stay in character, so most of the time I just go. I've even gotten it shouted at me in the street a few times. "Hey! Silent Bob! Whee!" Weird. But it did put a smile on my face. There's been a recent mini phenomenon on YouTube recently. People reading poetry. That's a good thing, I think. A little bit of culture. A little bit of class. So, in honour of that, I'm going to read you something I wrote. It's not really a poem as such. It's lyrics to a song that I wrote for a friend of mine. I just had an idea for the title of the song once and I thought, that'd make a good song. So I sat down and wrote one. And I'm going to read it from the sheet of paper. So excuse me for not looking at you. Even though I wrote it, I don't have it memorised. 3 times a day. When I met you, I was working at the supermarket. You asked me where we kept the packets of rice. I told you they were down the aisle near the pasta. I asked you out, but I was feeling really nervous. I think I told you what my name is more than twice. I love you, baby. More than 3 times a day. I sing to you, darling. More than 3 times a day. I'm sure to brush my teeth. More than 3 times a day. So that my kisses will taste nice. On our first date, I took you to the movies. The film was funny and your laughter was like music. I reached for your hand and my heart skipped a beat. Walking home, we talked about how good was the movie. We kissed goodnight and it was over all too quick. I love you, baby, more than 3 times a day. I sing to you, darling, more than 3 times a day. Turindi, is Latin for 3 times a day. See, I told you I was smart. On the third date we were kissing on my couch, and then I farted while my hand was up your shirt. I tried to laugh it off, but you were just staring. You called me a dirty C, and you got up to leave. I guess I shouldn't have had ice cream for dessert. I love you, baby, more than 3 times a day. I sing to you, darling, more than 3 times a day. I check my mailbox more than 3 times a day, just in case you sent me a letter. Now weeks later, you still won't return my calls. I hired a plane to write our names in the sky. I wrote I love you in the dirt on your car. I followed you to a club when you were out with your friends. But you just kicked me and then sprayed me with mace. I love you, baby, more than 3 times a day. I sing to you, darling, more than 3 times a day. I send you text messages more than 3 times a day. I send you postcards and tape love notes to your dog. I sing love songs to you when I'm down on bended knee. I tapped your phone to see if you were seeing someone else. I wait outside your house till you get home from work. You called the cops and got a court order out on me. I love you, baby, more than 3 times a day. I sing to you, darling, more than 3 times a day. I drive by your house more than 3 times a day. Now I sit alone in my little padded cell. The pills they give me are really pretty strong. I sing for you every day and every night. I write you letters, but the doctors take them away. So for you, my darling, I wrote you this song. I love you, baby, more than 3 times a day. I sing to you, darling, more than 3 times a day. I make sure to milk the cows 3 times a day, 'cause my daddy was a dairy farmer. I make sure to take my pills 3 times a day, 'cause nobody loves a bipolar love song. It's time now for a very special shout out to someone who I won't name specifically because she's very shy. We'll call her Koala Girl. I drew something for you. This is for you. I hope you liked it. And in the interest of honesty, I did copy the basic form and pose from another picture I had on my hard drive, simply because I'm not that good at drawing chibi anime at the moment. But it's still a gift from the heart. That'll about do it for today. I'm gonna go get ready to go out, get my drink on.